graduated from Harvard. I really want to play basketball. You knew that. I asked you and Dad, is that okay? I don't know how much money I can make. I don't know how long I can play, but it's my dream. You and Dad said, okay, there's a lot of financial pressure. One day you call me and you're like, hey, Jeremy, so I found some money. Don't worry about where it's coming from. I'll give you 2 years to chase your basketball dream, but after 2 years, if it's not working out, then you need to call it quits. You didn't tell me until 7 years into the NBA. When I thought of it, I was like, you know, where'd that money come from? Because we had no money. And that's when it hit me. You gave out your retirement fund for me to be able to chase my dream, which at that time I was trying to do something that had never been done before by anybody.
Oh, you went from the bench. He went from
28 and 8 over 3 games.
He's averaging 28 and 8.
Well, 25.
Would you consider guarding him if he's having one of those games?
What if the greatest underdog surge in modern sports started on a borrowed sofa and might finish behind a coach's clipboard? Jeremy Lin's 2012 explosion rewired the NBA's neural network, but the shockwaves never really stopped. They ricocheted through analytics labs, sneaker factories, Chinese quarantine hotels, and most recently, the Taiwan Professional Basketball League's MVP podium. Tonight, we relive the storm in 8 tight jolts, each one adding a new jolt of wait, that really happened? Buckle up, the couch is gone, the doubts are back, and the next surprise may be just months away. One vertical bar, Jeremy Lin rolled off his brother's 6-foot rental couch, with a kinked neck, an empty wallet, and a deadline stamped on his dream. Hours earlier, his agent had detonated a truth bomb. No fireworks tonight, and you're out of the league. Across a quiet Palo Alto street, stood Stanford University, proud cradle of NBA alumni. Yet its coaches never crossed over to see the skinny Taiwanese-American kid dropping 30 in high school gyms. Jeremy Lin led Palo Alto High to a 32-1 record and a state title, then mailed highlight DVDs to UCLA, Cal, Virginia Tech, any school that might listen. Silence. He was pegged as 6'1", 170, average hops. Labels bounced off him, but they left dents. Trash talkers hurled slurs. Scouts ticked the low ceiling box. Even his physics teacher warned he was chasing windmills. But Lin kept a dual promise: good grades, better jump shot. When Harvard called more for the 4.2 GPA than the crossover, he pounced. Parents shrugged. If the boy keeps his homework straight, let him hoop. Transition. Freshman Lin bench pressed less than the team manager and logged scrap minutes behind future bankers. By sophomore spring, he'd added muscle, upped his average to 12.6 points, and made All-Ivy second team. Junior year ballooned to 17.8-5.5-4.3-2. 4 top 10 in every major metric in his league. ESPN ran a clip of him slicing UConn for 30 and 9 boards. Yet come draft night 2010, 60 names rolled, none read Lin. Inside Houston's war room, GM Daryl Morey's algorithm flagged Lin as the draft's 15th best prospect, better than half the lottery. But the human eye twitched. Asian guard, doesn't look explosive. The model lost, bias won. ESPN, Golden State signed its hometown novelty, sold a few jerseys, then benched him. Lin spent rookie year mopping behind Stephen Curry and Monta Ellis, averaging 2 points and a handful of DNPs. He re-engineered his shot, doubled his squat from 110 pounds to 231, and ballooned his pull-ups from 12 to 30. The paycheck still vanished. The Warriors waived him to chase cap space. Houston scooped him, then dumped him days before opening night. 2 teams, 2 cuts, 0 security. Christmas 2011 delivered a last-minute lifeline. The Knicks claimed him off waivers for $762 per day, parking him behind Tony Douglas and 38-year-old Mike Bibby. Lin slept on a couch to save rent, afraid another pink slip would strike before the lease ink dried. Game 2, as a starter, 28, Eats 8 versus Utah, minus Carmelo and Amara. Game 3, 23, Needs 10, over John Wall. In DC, Kobe Bryant scoffed, then watched helplessly. Lin detonated for 38 at the Garden, outdueling the Black Mamba and snapping the Lakers. ESPN.com. 7 wins in a row, 136 points. The most for a first-time starter since 1975. The Knicks store crashed. Number 17. Outsold Kobe and LeBron. Oxford Dictionaries added Linsanity. News anchors in Taipei dissected pick and roll angles at breakfast. Carmelo Anthony later admitted, Lin could have spun the frenzy into a 9-figure brand overnight, but turned it down for peace of mind. Nepost.com. Skeptics barked. Flash in the pan. Lin shrugged and hit a step-back game winner. In Toronto. Late March torn meniscus. Season over. Coaching change to Mike Woodson. Trimmed pick and rolls. Restricted free agency. Beckoned. Houston dangled $25 million. With a poison pill year 3. New York balked. Linsanity. Turned Lone Star. His Rocket stint was solid. 13-5 44% shooting. But James Harden owned the ball. Journeyman chapters followed. In Toronto 2019, Lin earned a ring in 27 playoff minutes. The first Asian American NBA champion. He cried more relief than joy. Yet injuries stalked him. Ankle tweaks, hamstring tugs, and the knee that never quite forgave. February 2012, when the Warriors G League affiliate signed him in 2021, he averaged 19 points, but no NBA call came. The league he once hijacked had already moved to the next algorithm. The fine herd round Webo Guangzhou, Loong Lions, December 2022, Lin live-streamed a shabby quarantine gym, rusty treadmill, ceiling leak. The CBA fined him 10 yen K, $1,400, for inappropriate remarks. TheChinaProject.com. He apologized. Millions debated whether he'd poked the wrong bear, and the episode foreshadowed a bigger exodus. The concussion scare, May 2023. P-League Plus in Taiwan. An elbow sent Lin's head ricocheting off hardwood. He left on a stretcher, eyes glazed. Post-game he hinted retirement. If surgery's needed, I'm done. Sponsors bit their nails. Fans flooded social with prayer emojis. The King's Gambit. He healed. Signed with the new Taipei Kings. And turned the TPBL into a nightly throwback reel. December 2024. First domestic player to win monthly MVP. June 2025. Crowned league MVP at 36. Averaging July 6th. 24 on 49 40 88. Splits Asm News. Boardrooms and AMP. Lin admits stereotypes, both barricaded and boosted him. Without racial bias, he might have earned early respect. And without that same bias, his ascent may never have felt miraculous. He shoulders both truths. Annual Linsanity Day. Every February 14th. Marking his dagger in Toronto. New York fans and AAPI groups host pickup runs, scholarship drives, and anti-hate rallies. Lin's cameo greetings often draw more cheers than any active Knicks guard. Future-proof narrative. Will he chase a final ring abroad, slide into a front office chair, or trade sneakers for HD cameras? Insiders whisper a possible Kings ownership stake. Others say he's scripting a docu-series on overlooked Asian athletes across sports. Either way, Lin's next move promises to bend preconceptions again. Your shot is still loading. Jeremy Lin's story feels finished, but only because every cliffhanger does, until the next page turns. From a couch in Manhattan to MVP honors in Taipei, from fines in Beijing, to mentoring G League prospects at NBA All-Star Weekend, he keeps hacking the narrative we thought we settled. The lesson isn't about defying odds. It's about rewriting the odds themselves, then handing the pen to whoever's doubted next. So when you watch tonight's highlight reel, remember the couch that launched Linsanity was small, but the crack it blew open in the sports universe is wide enough for thousands to sprint through. The question now isn't whether Jeremy Lin can shock us again. It's whether we're ready for who follows him, armed with the same belief that one crazy week, or one crazy idea, can still flip the whole script. Stay curious, because the next phenomenon might already be stretching on a forgotten sideline, waiting for a single door to crack open.